Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today it's time for Famous Places Fridays and we're going to play the UNESCO World Heritage Sites map once again. Let's hit play and see how we do. Okay, on to the first round. It's just loading, taking a second. Oh right, and we're on a steep cliff face here, it would seem. Goodness, look at this. The view from out here. Definitely somewhere with the seasons. We can see there the autumnal orange leaves. So why don't we climb the mountain? I feel like that is what we're supposed to do here. And we'll try and take a guess. Who knows what we're going to be looking out at? I think we should stop and pause to do so. Maybe past these gentlemen. Let's take a look. All right, here we can get a view out beyond the trees. And what do we see? Well, it's a pretty large town, and that is about it. It's kind of grey, to be honest, so can't see too far into the distance. It's to the south, so the hill is to the north, and we can try and get a look in there at maybe some of the features of this town. Looks like maybe a bit of an industrial city, perhaps. Some sort of bigger buildings at the front here, but nothing too architecturally inspiring, to be honest with you. Let's see what this sign has to say for us. And we've got some Cyrillic writing here. An exclamation point at the end, so warning us of something perhaps, but I would have absolutely no idea what of. I do see a flag in the distance over there, so let's see if we can get to that, or maybe just get close enough to be able to zoom towards it. And it seems to be moving us ahead one step at a time here, which is a bit sluggish, so let's try and progress a bit further, a bit faster. So somewhere Cyrillic. Could be Bulgaria, maybe? What is that? We've got a red flag there. That is strange. What is the red flag? I wouldn't know off the top of my head, to be honest with you. I don't think it's the Bulgarian flag, is it? That might be all we have to go by here. So, what is that? A red flag with not a lot else on it, to be honest. 30 seconds to go, and we're not too sure. Let's have a look up the hill. Can we see anything at the top of this hill? There is something up there. It's a television mast or some kind of aerial. And, you know, that's about it, I'm afraid. So with 9 seconds left to go, we're going to just have to put a guess down. I'm going to go with Russia, somewhere in the south, down here, by Georgia, by Sochi maybe. And would you look at that? It's actually in Kyrgyzstan, by Osh. We were in the town of Osh. So, let's see if there's any park there. We're not even in the south. No, we are in the north of the town there. There's a bit of a hill, and the city's off to our south. So that lines up with things, but really, apart from that, you know, wouldn't have known anything at all, to be honest with you. So, yeah, there we go. Perhaps that red flag was the Kyrgyzstan flag, but I'm not 100% sure even of that. So, on to the next round. Not a very successful first one. Wow! And look at this. Look at this orange-yellow colour here in this town, on this kind of mud that or clay maybe that these buildings are made of. And look at this sunset. Isn't that just... wow. Incredible. Photo here taken by Swan Si-yong. So, not sure if we can read into the name at all, to be honest with you. It's got definitely some sort of Arabic feel to it, I think. Look at this. We've got a coffee table here. You can just imagine probably some gentlemen sitting around this one evening with a coffee, talking. Fantastic ornate door here with, I don't know, people's shoes maybe outside the front. Some lights and so on. And look, some light well glass bricks in the stone there. So can't move from here, unfortunately. And that doesn't give us much hope, really, in terms of exploring these places. So we're just going to have to take a guess. We've got here a riverbed. And I've really never seen, clay or stone like this. Maybe the closest feeling I get is Morocco. So that's probably where I'm going to go. It's got that kind of Arabic stroke African feel to it, I guess. The sun is definitely, well, I was going to say setting, but if that's in the east, that'll be rising. And I feel like we might be sort of in the Atlas foothills here, so that's what I'm dreaming up anyway, and I'll stick with it. I don't think this is Marrakesh, but, we might be somewhere close by, like here, Demnat, for example, or somewhere else in these hills. Why don't we go for something pretty exotic? Look, we've got Temga here. Temga. I've got no idea what the town is like. Or maybe not Temga. Just looking at the road there. But what about this place? Even further off the beaten track. Anajui. There we go. I'm going to go with Anajui. Absolutely no idea if this is right or wrong. But, that's the whole point, isn't it? Oh, and look at that. We really weren't far there at all. That is fantastic. I'm thrilled with that, actually. Thrilled with that. We were pretty close, and actually in the town of, now forgive my pronunciation here, Ait, A-I-T, Ben Hadou. Ait Ben Hadou. There we go. So yeah, got that right there with the deduction of being in Morocco at least, and the kind of stone and clay that we could see around us. So absolutely fantastic. Pretty chuffed with that one. On to the next round. And we can move here, so that's good. And what are these people looking at? Because clearly the site is behind us. Okay, we've got some cyclists. And these two gentlemen. What is this? Goethe and Schiller. Now, goodness, Goethe and Schiller. Both of those names ring a bell. I would have absolutely no idea. Schiller. I think, aren't they musicians? Perhaps. They've got these scrolls, so maybe not. Maybe just statesmen. Not sure, really. Oh, we've moved in the opposite direction there to what I was thinking we would do. What do we have here? We've just got, it seems, a few locations where these images have been taken from. So what else do we have? We're going to have to work off other things here. I think those are both German names, but Schiller sounds German. I'm not sure about Goethe or Goethe. Schumacher, there's another German name, so that could be right. And look, we've got this gentleman's GOETHE signature on the side of the building there. So these are clearly the men of the area. Can we get out of here? Let's see, this UPS truck. Now, I can't read that, but I do think it's in German. So pretty sure we're in Germany. It doesn't feel like Berlin to me, to be honest. Ein Maskenball. There's some more German. So pretty comfortable with the country. Can we go back to the beginning and just see what was on that, on this sign again one more time? Does it say the city? DAC? D-A-C? Not sure, I'm afraid. Well, it's a clear day. The sun rising in the east. Crisp morning day in Germany. I think I'm going to go for it. We're going to have to take a bet here on the city. So we don't think it's Berlin. So, where do we think these two gentlemen might be from? Could they be from Cologne, maybe? Why don't we go with Cologne? It's a complete bet. We're just going to find a square in the middle of the town. And, imagine that we're at it. Why don't we say there? Something like that. And let's see. Guess. And we're wrong. but we weren't tremendously far off. So we were definitely in Germany, so that's good. Weimar. Okay. By the city of Erfurt. We were in Weimar, Germany. Okay, well, would you look at that? That's fantastic. Let's just get in there and see exactly what we're looking at. Yes, the Schiller Museum, the Goethe Schiller Denkmal. The Goethe Schiller Denkmal. All right, well, another good location there. And again, right country, but wrong place, unfortunately. Took a bet, didn't we? Next round. On to 4 of 5. And look at this, another fantastic cathedral ahead of us here. This also has a European feel to it, at least at first glance. And yeah, would you look at that? Very kind of antique. Well, antique, I don't know if that's the right word. So ancient architecture. So let's see, what do we have up here? We've got something in the way of flags. Possibly the European Union flag there. Not actually easy to see. That looks more like a corporate flag for maybe a hotel chain. We've got here the bank house, maybe? The bank house. And what do we have here? The Paula Modersohn Becker. I'm not sure who that is, I'm afraid. We've got the Raths, sorry. Becks am Markt. Gedenke der Gründe, die das Schicksal unserer Trennung tragen. Oh my goodness. I'm afraid I'm not sure. Well, clearly this is a real ancient city. You know, one of the big ones. Again, is there a flag up there that we can see? Is that possibly the Austrian flag? It's really not very... I'm really not sure. And we've got maybe a tourist information booth over here. We can't move once again, unfortunately. So we're just... And the resolution is not great. So can we move? No, we can't. We really are stuck. Okay, well, as far as I'm concerned, this could be anywhere from Belgium to Austria. It does feel like we're in that sort of region again. I might just sort of hedge my bets and go with the middle, somewhere in Germany. But yeah, not sure on this one, unfortunately. It's once again, it's just absolutely magnificent. Look at this. Look at this building we've got here. Anything in the distance over there that we can see? This guy on a horse. No, I really wouldn't know. I think this is a case of if you don't recognize the town, you really are stumped. And unfortunately, I don't. So I think I'm going to go, because we see things here like Stad, Karstad, and that I don't think is Flemish or Belgian. So, you know, I'm leaning more towards Germany and Austria. Why don't we go with Munich this time? Center of Munich. I have no idea what that looks like, but you know, it sounds plausible, doesn't it? So let's just get in there in the last few seconds that we've got. And, you know, maybe we're in the Marienplatz in Munich. Central Square. Oh, wrong again. Right with Germany, but we were actually in Bremen. So that's the center of Bremen, a city I've never been to, but definitely heard of. Yep, bang slap in the middle. Look at that. So really, in terms of getting that right, it's just a case of knowing it, unfortunately, and being able to get it right. I thought I was onto something there with Munich towards the end, but unfortunately not. On to round 5 of 5. And we're not doing great here, to be honest. We're not doing splendid. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. What is this? This is just crazy. We've got all sorts going on here. There's this building, and then this... Is this a mirror on a tripod? I've got no idea. Some art installation. We've got some tourists here, presumably having a tour of whatever this place is. It looks like paddy fields to me. I mean, that is the first image that I saw with the water and then the very low flat fields. But then in the distance, we've got this Orthodoxy church, castle, cathedral type thing. That's just bonkers. Littered with crosses on top of it and these domes, very iconic, made of wood. I mean, this is clearly an ancient building on this split of land here. The person who took this photo, I can't say their name, but they've got, it's written in Cyrillic. So, that leads me to believe that we're possibly somewhere like the Ukraine or Bulgaria, or we could even be, had a few missed guesses in Kyrgyzstan recently. We could be out there, but this feels a little more European, shall we say. Just, the folks here, sort of white and light skin, they just look European to me as opposed to sort of Kyrgyzstani or sort of, Central Asian. So I feel like we could be in somewhere like the Ukraine or Russia, really. I might go with the Ukraine this time round. I've got nothing to go by, no flags. I don't see the Ukraine colours here, the blue and yellow, nor the Russian flag, for example, either. I don't see that anywhere. Got this horse-drawn carriage. Goodness only knows. Could be Bulgaria. I think we might be there as well, but I don't know of anywhere sort of really flat in Bulgaria. I just think sort of the Ukraine might be more spot on. So, what do we have sort of out here? I think this is, maybe a relatively flat area of the world. I'm just looking for bodies of water, to be honest. I would have absolutely no idea. So why don't we just put a bet down here? And, once again, I don't know the answer. So we're hedging our bets, really. It could be north, east, south, or west, of course. And sort of this feels like maybe the epicenter of the proximate zone where this place might be. But it really is a guess. So, without further ado, let's just see if we're right. And so we weren't. And it's actually in sort of northern Russia, close to the Finnish border, north of St. Petersburg. Where on earth is this? By Petrozavodsk. We were here in Vasilyevo at the Kizzy Museum. Well, we were surrounded by water on all sides here. And what we were looking at there, oh, it's disappeared, is the Church of the Rising of Lazarus. Oh my goodness, well, would you look at that? And I think we were down by that chapel, actually. That's, I think, maybe where we were in terms of the image. So there you go. Pretty northern Russia. So fantastic. Well, view summary. Not a high-scoring round, but a relatively quick one. I'd say the best guess was definitely in Morocco. Feel pretty chuffed about that one. Couple of missed bets in Germany, and I don't think we could have done much better with the Russia, Kyrgyzstan, Ukraine situation going on there in the first and final round. So bookended with some pretty wild guesses and better grouping, let's say, in the middle of the game. Well, hopefully those are 5 new places to you too, because they certainly were for me, and that's the pleasure of exploring the UNESCO World Heritage Sites map on GeoGuessr. We learn something new every time. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.